All right, let's dive in. We're going to break down a really simple, but honestly an incredibly powerful formula for changing your habits for good. This is all based on the amazing work of James Clear, so think of this as your personal blueprint for change. Just let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about complicated life hacks or some vague motivational speech. We're talking about a clear, straightforward method. And by the time we're done here, you are going to have that exact formula. Now, before we get to the laws, we have to understand what's going on under the hood. You see, every single one of your habits, the good ones, the bad ones, from checking your phone without thinking to hitting the gym, they all run on the exact same hidden automatic pattern in your brain. And that pattern, it's called the habit loop. It's just a simple 4-step cycle that your brain has on complete autopilot. And you know what? Understanding this is the absolute first step to taking back control.
Okay, let's walk through it with a super common example. First, you get a cue. Your phone lights up. That immediately triggers a craving. You just have to know who messaged you, right? So what's your response? You pick up the phone. And finally, the reward. You satisfy that curiosity. Boom. Cue, craving, response, reward. This little loop is running constantly, all day long, reinforcing what we do without us even realizing it.
And here is where things get really, really powerful. Because once you can see the loop, you can start to engineer it. The entire goal from this point forward is to figure out how to make this automatic process build the habits you actually want. And, just as important, take apart the ones you don't.
So how do we do that? How do we pull the levers? Well, that's where the 4 laws of behavior change come in. Think of these laws as the user manual for rewiring that exact habit loop we just talked about.
Just look at the perfect symmetry here. It's so elegant. To build a good habit, you follow these 4 simple laws. And to break a bad one, you just flip them on their head. It's a complete system. So let's dig into that first law.
All right, law number 1, make it obvious. This one is all about the cue. I mean, think about it. You can't act on a habit you're not even aware of. So the first step always is to make the cues for your good habits impossible to miss and make the cues for your bad habits disappear.
So how do you actually do this? 2 really effective tactics are habit stacking and environment design. Instead of trying to pull a new habit out of thin air, you just piggyback it onto something you already do every day. And you literally design your space so the right choices are the easiest and most obvious ones. So if you want to drink more water, don't hide it in the fridge. Put a big water bottle right on your desk where you can't ignore it. And this right here is a perfect example of habit stacking. Brushing my teeth is the habit you already have. It's totally concrete. So it becomes the trigger, the cue, for the new habit of doing 5 push-ups. It's such a clear, simple connection that makes the new thing totally obvious. Okay, next up is Law 2, which targets the craving part of our loop. Let's be honest, we're way more likely to do things that we think are going to be enjoyable or appealing. So the more attractive a habit seems, the more we're actually going to want to do it. So how in the world do you make a habit more attractive? Well, a really clever strategy is called temptation bundling. You basically link something you enjoy with a habit you know you need to build. And another incredibly powerful tool is your social environment. When you join a group where your desired behavior is just the normal thing to do, you'll find yourself pulled toward it almost effortlessly. This is temptation bundling in its purest form. You take the thing you want to do, binge watch your favorite show, and you bundle it with the thing you need to do, like exercise. All of a sudden, getting on the treadmill doesn't feel like a chore anymore, does it? It becomes an opportunity.
Law 3 is all about the response, and honestly, this is where so many of us get it wrong. We think we just need more willpower or more motivation, but what we really need is less friction. The easier a habit is to start, the more likely we are to actually do it day after day. The key here is to make starting absolutely effortless. Prepare everything you need the night before. But my favorite tactic, hands down, is the 2-minute rule. So you want to read more? Your new habit isn't read for an hour a day. No way. It's read 1 page. Anybody can read 1 page, right? The goal here isn't to achieve mastery on day 1. It's to master the art of just showing up.
And finally, we get to Law 4, which closes our loop with a reward. Here's the thing about our brains. They are wired for immediate gratification. If a behavior isn't satisfying right away, we have almost no reason to repeat it. Those long-term benefits just feel way too far away. So the trick is to give yourself an immediate win. A habit tracker is perfect for this. That simple act of drawing an X on a calendar, it actually feels good. It's visual proof of your progress. And on the flip side, getting an accountability partner makes skipping a habit immediately unsatisfying, because now you have to admit it to someone else.
Okay, we've gone through each of the laws one by one. Now for the fun part. Let's put it all together and build a real-world habit from scratch, step by step.
Let's take a super simple habit, a daily walk. To make it obvious, you put your walking shoes right by the front door so you literally can't miss them. To make it attractive, you get to listen to that podcast you love, but only while you walk. To make it easy, you start with just 5 minutes. That's the 2-minute rule in action. And to make it satisfying, you mark it on a calendar and get to watch that streak grow. See how each law attacks a different part of the loop? It becomes this foolproof system.
And this all leads us to what might be the most important mindset shift of all. Because true, lasting change isn't about hitting some big, one-time goal. It's about building a system where making progress is just the path of least resistance.
We've all been there, right? We fall into these classic traps. We try to change everything all at once, we get totally discouraged when we don't see results overnight, and, this is the big one, we focus on the outcome instead of focusing on the person we want to become.
This is the absolute key. The real goal isn't just to do a habit, it's to become the kind of person who does that habit. Every single time you go for that 5-minute walk, you're not just exercising, you are casting a vote for being an active person. That identity shift is what makes habits stick for life.
So, if you remember one thing, let it be this. These 4 laws are not about some huge, earth-shattering transformation that happens tomorrow. They are the foundation of a system where tiny 1% improvements, when you repeat them consistently, compound into absolutely remarkable results over time.
And that leaves us with one last powerful question. You have the blueprint now. You understand the laws. So what's the one small habit you are going to start building using this blueprint starting today?